Hello and welcome or welcome back. If you are new and we have not met, my name is Kate and this is my place. In my place, we do a little bit of planning, cash budgeting, cash stuffing, savings challenges, paying off debt, and so much more as we are building our best life. In today's video, we are going to be closing out the 4th week of September, and also I am going to go ahead and do the budget for the 5th week of September. So it may be a long video, but I think it'll be worth it. So if that sounds interesting, make yourself comfortable and let's get right into the video. Hey y'all, happy whatever day it is that you're watching this. For me, it is Friday, September 27th, and I am home from pet sitting at my mom's house. It was really nice to spend time at my mom's house. I love her pups, and she treats them like her children, so she's very attached, and I think it's just part of being an empty nester. And we also, I think I've said on my channel before, we lost my brother, and as a mother, you take that really hard when you lose a child. So her dogs and cat have become her new children. So like I said, it was really nice to spend time over there. I got some quiet time, and but I'm so excited to be home. So if you spend any time away from home and then you come home, it's always so nice to be home. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right into the expense tracking for the the 4th week of September and see how we did. So we're going to go over our cash expenses first, and this is things that I carry in my cash wallet and pay in cash, or my boyfriend. So we put originally $225 in cash. So $225, $150 of that went towards our sinking funds. I got my nails done for $55. And then we pulled money from medical, car care, and then I have an extra income here. My mom left me $50 to pick up any food that I want or order food, and so I counted that as income. So back to the bank is going to, or should have, 68 or more dollars. We did have to get an oil change done on one of the vehicles, so that was $60. And then we should have, I actually believe that this is the amount of money going into our $1 and $5 challenge is $8. So I believe that that's $8, which would then bring us to our zero-based budget. So I'm going to zoom you out real quick, and then we'll get the cash wallet out and see if my numbers are accurate. So with that being $8, I believe that is the $73. So I believe this should be $73. So let's see where we're at. Okay, and of course we're going to pull our receipts out, set those to the side, and make sure our paper clip is back in the wallet and see if we have any change in here. Oh, we do. That's a surprise. So we have, it looks like 23 cents and change. So we'll add that to our penny challenge when we do our cash stuffing. So as of right now, wallet's been emptied out. And let's see what we have. Copay, there's nothing. I spent the money in groceries, was done with my card because I was prepping to go to my mom's, and it was just easier to pick up groceries while I was out. And then we do have some money left over in our miscellaneous. So this is the money that'll go into our $5 and $1 savings challenge. So we have 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that $8, I was correct there. And then back to the bank, then we should have $73 here that we are going to be putting back into the bank to cover expenses that came out. So there's 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 71, 2, and $73. So that is gonna go back towards the bank. And what I do with this is, what will happen is when I do my cash planning for week 5, I will deduct the money in the back to the bank envelope from whatever monies I would have been pulling out of the bank, so that I don't have to deposit and then take out and do extra steps. So back to the bank is where it's supposed to be. And then our envelopes are empty now and ready for our week 5 cash stuffing. Let's see if I can get them to cooperate and get back in the wallet. Okay, I am still loving this wallet. I love it. I don't know that I will ever change out of it, which is completely not true, because I'm sure that I will. I almost wish that I found one in a more spring summery color, and then I'd have a fall winter and a spring summer, and I could just change back and forth. But I don't know. I have plenty of cash wallets that I can interchange with. So I'm going to set this aside because we're done with it. And that makes us good with our cash. So now we're going to go to the bank. And let me get y'all zoomed in so you can see better. Okay. So you guys will have to let me know, do you like the digital? I am enjoying it. It still gives me that paper feeling, but I'm not wasting the paper. Not that I don't waste the paper, because I still do everything on paper. So I don't know. But so our salary did come in at the $15,1389. Now what's really cool is we got a raise. So this is our new bi-weekly salary for this salary, which is super exciting. We did have that medical purchase at Amazon for $33.98. Now this purchase is a 4-pay. So I'm changing up how we're doing the 4-pays. They are now not going to be considered debt. They're going to be considered spending, and it's going to go in the medical spending category. The RDX payment came out for $672. We had a credit card payment for $45. Some miscellaneous bank fees came out because I did some miscalculations. So that was $10. And then here is another example of a spending 4-pay, and it went in the household spending. Groceries at Kroger for $36.90. A change to saving for 12 cents. Gas for the RDX at $51.30 at Sunoco. And then here was my main grocery purchase for $129.95. Dash income, our first deposit was for the $126.05. And then we had another change roll into savings for 75 cents. An Amazon Affirm payment. So another reason why I'm putting down the store in which we did the 4-pays at is I've had a couple questions about what we're spending money on when we are making these 4-pay purchases. So, and I was like, okay, I can definitely get into that. So this particular purchase was, I believe, for our air purifier for our home or for the filters for it. So that, and that was a 6-monther. So that was most likely for the air purifier. I'm not 100% sure. My boyfriend is also addicted to buying cologne. So it's very possible that that's a cologne purchase. So we all feed our habits in different ways. So anyway, that was a 6-month payment. So this is actually a monthly payment rather than a bi-weekly one. Our spending money got transferred over. So my boyfriend got his 40. I got my 40. We got gas at Costco for $24.01. Speedway purchase for $7.38 in the miscellaneous. Another deposit for Dash income, and that was $178.66. So for these 4-pays, these were done at PayPal, and it was for Carl's Golf Land for both of them. If you guys have been with my channel for a while, you'll know my boyfriend loves to golf. And I do believe that he purchased himself a few new clubs. Not 100% sure. Babe, was your Carl's land? He's nodding his head yes. So our change to savings roll up again for this one was $2.93. My car wash subscription for $32.99 came out. We grabbed some Wendy's for $17.65. The Afterpay 4-pay purchase here, this is for DSW. I purchased myself some shoes for work for the fall. Our Apple Music came out at $16.99, and then our Visible bill came out. That is one of our phone bills. We switched over to, it's similar to like a pay-as-you-go, like a Straight Talk, on the Verizon network, and it's super affordable, and I have no complaints. We have had excellent service. So if you're looking for a new phone service, definitely check out Visible Wireless. I do have a referral code listed in the description, and if you use my referral code, you get something off your first bill, and then they would give me some credit off of mine as well. So if you're looking to lower your phone bill, Visible might be a good option. Our second iStorage came out for 99 cents. And then Bible Gateway, which is a subscription that we have, for $4.19. Another 4-pay purchase for $42.25, and that was an Amazon purchase. I honestly don't remember what I purchased. So with the Amazon purchases, if it's an Afterpay 4-pay, it's my purchase. If it is a Affirm 4-pay, it is a family purchase. If it's on Klarna, it's most likely my boyfriend's. Erin Condren for $33.87 is another Afterpay payment, and that was for my planner, and I actually have it, and if you want to see what I got, I will show you. I absolutely am loving it. I change my planners up often with ADHD. You get really bored with things, and I went with a A5 size that I can change up the layouts, which I think is going to be really good for me because with my ADHD. And then the next up here is we transferred money into savings, and we picked up a script for $10 that was in the medical spending category. Another change to savings for $108, and I caught whatever bug my boyfriend brought home from Chicago, and so I picked up all the delicious nutrient and vitamin packed vegetables to make homemade chicken noodle soup at Meijer, and I made that, and that was $17.18 towards groceries. And then our last few charges here are another change to savings for $205. The Ulta payment came out, and the money for that payment rolled over from last week because it was on last week's budget. At my mom's house, I DoorDashed dinner for myself, which was $35.55, and because I'm a bariatric patient, one dinner will last me at least 3 to 4 meals. So that was dinner, lunch, and dinner at mom's. And then we had another change to savings for 44 cents, and another fee came out for $5, which is in our miscellaneous category. So, okay, y'all. So now we are going to get into the paycheck budget, the closeout for week 4. I am doing it a little bit differently this week because I am putting together both my closeout and I'm going to do the budget for week 5 in one video, and I don't want it to be super long. So our income, our salary, as you saw, came in as expected. We made $54.71 more in DoorDash than we anticipated. And then we had a little more income come in for other. And then we did pull $70 from 2 sinking fund envelopes. So anytime I pull cash from my sinking fund envelopes and use it within the budget for that week, I include it as income. So if it's money that I have cash stuffed and is sitting in my, my sinking fund binders, when I pull that money to use, I include that in my income. So I had a couple questions about that, and I just wanted to clarify that. So if you ask that question, and if you have any additional questions about that, please feel free to email me. My email is down in the description box. But with that, just a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, and so I can only tell you things based on my experiences. So I am not by any means a financial advisor. If you're looking for financial advice, I would definitely reach out to somebody who is professionally trained to do that. So our income for the 4th week of September ended up coming in at $1983.43. Our fixed expenses came in as expected. There was no variation, no change, so that was the $785.15. And when subtracted from our income, we had a leftover of $1,198.28. For debt, we had our credit card payment come out. ForPay, as you can see, is different but it was due to a miscalculation on my end. When I looked at the calendar I used to track the ForPay payments, there was not any additional payments, and when I recalculated, it matched that one. So our total debt for the 4th week was $237.54, and I went ahead and subtracted that from our leftover, which gave us $964.74. And then for our living expenses or cash envelopes, gas was $75.31. Our groceries came in at $184.03. Spending was the $80. Our miscellaneous expense was $22.38. And then we did eat out twice. It was $53.20, which brought our total for living expenses to $414.92. And when I subtracted that from our leftover amount, it gave me $545.82. Medical spending was $43.98. Our household spending was $33.98. Nails was the full $55, and then we did pull money from car care for $66 for an oil change, and so I added that in there, which brought our total spending for the week to $198.96. When subtracted from our leftover, that gave us $346.86. Challenges, I saved $50. For the sinking funds, I stuffed $150. Our rollover amount going into week 5 is $56.40. And then for other savings, there was $90.37. So that brought our total for our savings to $346.77. And when I entered all the information into my summaries box, our total amount that we spent or put into savings was $1,983.34. Our total income, again, was the $1983.43. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to subtract our total from our summaries box from our total income. So we're going to minus $1983.34. And we have a difference of 9 cents for our closeout for the 4th week of September, which is not bad. So now that we've closed out our 4th week, let's go ahead and roll right into getting the 5th week budgeted. Okay, so for the 5th week of September and the final week, we are going to go ahead and do this budget. So for our income, our expected salary is the $1833.46. budgeting 150 for dash. Our rollover and other income this week is expected to be $687.83. So this includes our rollover from the week 4 and our commission check that we get once a month. So that is what we're expecting for that. And then as usual, I am not going to put anything in the income from savings purely because I don't know if we're going to need anything. So we're going to add this up real quick. And that brings us to $2,671.29 for our expected income. So for our fixed expenses this week, we have visible, which is our cell phone bills. We have 2 payments that are going to come out that total $70. Our car insurance is due, and that is around $481. YouTube TV, which is a newer expense, at $52.99. We have it at a promotional rate right now. We're using it to watch our U of M football games. Netflix is $22.99. I'm going back and forth on whether or not I should cancel Netflix right now during football season. So we will see how much it gets used throughout the month of October, and if it's not used, I'm going to cancel at the end of October. Canva subscription is coming out, and that is normally right around $15.15. Home site, which is our renter's insurance, is $27.57. And then we are going to be paying a partial payment for October rent of $800, which brings our total for our fixed expenses to $1,522.70. And I'm going to subtract that $15.22.70 from our expected income, which gives us a leftover of $1,148.59. Credit card payments this week are high because we have quite a few. It is coming in at $246, and our estimated 4-pay payments for this week is $167. So our total for 4 pays, or excuse me, for debt is going to be $413. We're going to take $413 and subtract it from our leftover, which gives us a leftover of $735.59. Gas, we are budgeting $125. Groceries, I'm going to go ahead and budget $200. Spending will get its normal $80. And miscellaneous, we're going to take it back down to $25. So that brings our total for our living expenses, or our variable expenses, to $430. Now I'm going to subtract that from our leftover, which gives us $305.59 for our, so what I'm going to be doing, just to help so that there's not any confusion, I am going to turn where it says sinking funds, we're going to white that out as best as we can on the tablet, and we are going to put in there I am actually going to do spending. because what I normally put in this particular category is the spending that we do out of the different categories that we have. So like my copay, my nails, anything we pull out of our sinking fund envelope spending, that gets put in this particular category. So the only thing that I know that I'm going to be spending for sure 100% is I am going to have a copay payment, and my copays are $25. So our total for spending as of right now is $25. So I'm going to subtract the $25 from our leftover, which is going to give us $280.59 to work with for challenges, sinking funds, rolling money over into the first week of October in case we need it, and any other savings that we do during the 5th week. So this week for savings challenges, I am going to do $70. Sinking funds is going to get $180, and we'll go over the breakdown of that in one moment. And then for rollover, it would leave us around $30.59 to roll over, or that will potentially go into this other savings category. We do a change to savings, which is it rounds up our change and then transfers the difference into our savings account. So I never know how much that's going to be every week. So I always leave it to where it's adjustable. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we have our zero-based budget. So I am going to put the total for all of our categories in, add it up, and then we'll come back and compare our expected income to our total expected expenses. So I'm going to get it written in, I'll get it calculated, and we'll come back and see how we do. So our total expected that we're going to be spending and then putting into savings is $2,671.29, and our total income was $2,671.29. So that gives us our zero-based budget. So now we are going to move to our breakdown. So essentially what we're going to do here is list everything that we're going to be doing for cash, and then breaking down the denominations for what we're going to be pulling out of the bank. So I am going to speed through getting it all written out, and then we'll go ahead and we'll figure this out together, and we'll see how much we're going to be pulling out of the bank. Okay, so now essentially what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what denomination we want in our envelopes for each one of these categories. So emergency fund, I'm good with 150. For car care, I'm going to do a 20 and 1.5. Medical, I'm good with 110. For Rodney's medical license fee and for Christopher's, I'm going to do 120 for each of them and 1.5 for each of them. And then for both Smokey and Rodney, they both each get a $10 bill. For our savings challenges, our mini Mondays are going to get 21s. And then for our wealthy Wednesdays, we're going to do 25 5s and 25 1s. And then last but not least, for our living expenses that I pull cash out of the bank for, which is groceries and then some miscellaneous funds, I'm going to go ahead and just do 100 and a 50 for groceries. And then for my miscellaneous, I always like to have 2 5s and 5 1s. So I am now, what you do, or what I'm getting ready to do, is I'm going to total up each denomination to figure out how many of each we're going to need for our bill count, and then how much that totals per denomination. So I'm going to speed through that, and we'll be right back. All right, so our total is going to be 415 and 415. So now all I'm going to have to do when I'm ready to go to the bank is fill out one of my teller slips. And this is an example. This is from last week's. This is how much got pulled out of the bank last week. So I'm going to go ahead off camera before I go to the bank is I will wipe this down because I do have it laminated. And then I will put in the quantity of bills and the amount of what I want for each denomination. And then that is going to be totaled up so that the teller knows exactly how much money I want pulled out of my account and how many of each denomination. So if you hung out with me until the end of this video, you guys are rock stars. And if you could please let me know that you hung out with me with a star emoji down in the comments, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm so excited for what is to come in October. I am going to have an announcement coming up in my next video in regards to one of the freebie savings challenges I'm putting out. So stay tuned for that. And if you enjoy savings challenges, you're going to want to make sure to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to my video, and keep an eye out for my next video, which will be my cash stuffing for the 5th week. So I'm super excited. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to my video and you want to continue following my journey, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. And if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. And I will see you all next time. Bye.